welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, once more here with a Mock Menders, where I had to have a rank up, so... Master Mogzin, what's next? Desiree, you're back, at the perfect time. Terrace and I were just discussing how to move forward with the restoration. You're welcome to join us, Cooper. Terrace, what's up? Desiree, how kind of you to join us. We are just discussing how to proceed with the restoration. The Mockminers are ready for a new challenge, and I have a mind to set them to work on the plaza's outer wall. And what would a challenge be without an insurmountable obstacle? They lack the strength to even lift the wall's heavy bricks a full, let alone stack them on top of each other. In Ishgard, we would use levers and pulleys to get the job done, but I'm afraid their design is unfit for Moogle proportions. Short of creating an entirely new system, which is outside the realm of my expertise, the solution to this problem eludes me. That is until the Master Mockmender himself had a brilliant suggestion. Mogzin, if you will. Certainly, Kupo. I propose calling upon the dragons for help. I've seen them grasp vast boulders in their mighty claws. It should be a simple task for them to stack the bricks on top of each other. An ingenious idea, yes? And one which fills me with anticipation, for I have never seen a dragon's might put to constructive use. It would seem as well that Mogzin already knows who to ask. That's right, Kubo. I happen to count a dragon among my many friends. He's strong too, much stronger than any Moogle I've met. Terrace, Desiree, wait here, I'll seek him out straight away. Okay, let's wait. We returned, Kubo. Desiree, Terrace, met all day. So, these are the ones in need of my strength. They are so wingless. Nonetheless, any friend of Mogzin is a friend of mine. I'm at your service. By the few, if I were not Mogzin's friend, I would be trembling in my boots. All day, I was made to believe you could hurl boulders through the skies with but a flick of your powerful claws. Is that true? Of course. Do not think me some weakling. I'm a dragon, and the blood of a great Rome racer god courses through my veins. In just 3 centuries, even the most colossal stone will be a pebble in my claws. Did you hear that? We need only wait 3 centuries. Fortunately, I have no pressing engagement for the next 300 years. What about you, Mogzin? Have you the time to spare? No, certainly not, Cooper. Oh, there must be another way. I know. All day, we have a surplus of foodstuff thanks to Mogmold's shrewd management. Eat your fill and before long you'll be as big and strong as Racesugar. Right? Mogzin. You're always so short-sighted. How many times must I tell you the quickest solutions are always the best? But don't you understand? We can't wait 300 years. By that time, the poems of every Moogle Mockham will have gone to dust. My apologies. I sometimes forget how very fragile you Moogles are. I suppose we have to entreat my older brother for help then. Let me warn you, however, that he can be a bit trying at times. But why not, for I'm certain we can sway him to help us one way or another. Thank you. I knew we would find a way. However, I know there's still more work to be done. Soon I'll be able to add persuading a dragon to my list of accomplishments. But as they say, there's strength in number. Desiree, pray accompany me as it may lend more weight to our request. Well then, let us be off. My brother, Ve'arth, usually spends his time deeper within Zenith. I will go ahead and see if I can soften him up before you arrive. Okay, this is Ve'arth. My brother has requested I hear your plea, and I shall not deny him. We are grateful for this audience, Kupo. You see, we mean to rebuild the walls of Barles. Alas, our tiny paws can barely grip the massive stones, let alone lift them. That is why we require a dragon's strength. Your strength. Ah yes, we have heard tell of Moogles playing at being stonemasons. This I know. I cannot how and where you conduct your games or whom you choose to imitate. However, I will not be made party to such whimsy. Bayaf, with all due respect, you are mistaken. This is no game, Kupo. We are pouring our heart and soul into repairing Barles. And it's only the beginning. Brother, Mogzin tells the truth. He's wholly devoted to his task. He's even forsworn trickery. Please, I implore you to give him and his people a chance. One chance, then, to show me the depth of your conviction. If you truly are a crafter, then craft something for me, that which cannot speak, yet can be heard. Present it to me, and my strength shall be yours. What? I mean, yes, of course. Let us return to Barles, so we can begin work on Bayaf's request forthwith. See, I knew Baba would be reasonable. Now off you go to craft. What was it again? That is a good question, because that was a riddle. So, Mogzin. I don't know what to make of Bayaf's words. Something that can't speak, but can be heard. My palm aches from trying to wrap it around his riddle. Perhaps I should just trick him? It can't be much more difficult than tricking a Moogle. I just suggest, Kubo. Worry not, I won't rest until I deciphered his strange request. Desiree, let's pour our palms together. Together we can chip away at the question until the answer takes shape before us. What could it possibly be, Kubo? Desiree, you've traveled to all manner of places. Surely a worldly adventurer such as yourself can offer some insight? Perhaps it's not an object, but a demonstration of skill he seeks? Skill, well, we Moogles excel at trickery and lounging the sun and seeing how many Pokemonats we can fit in our mouths at once. No, that can't be it. Wait, I know, Kupo. What would a nap or a Kuponat eating competition be without musical accompaniment? Make even the most mundane event come alive with our horns and harps. And an instrument doesn't speak, but it can certainly be heard. So it's an instrument Bayaf wants. Now I've always been partial to tooting the horn myself, so I believe crafting one should prove simple. However, I would entrust you with a separate task. A quality mouthpiece, while small, is indispensable if you want the sound to impress. And I would trust no one but you to craft a proper one. Mokmul should have any materials you require. I await your masterpiece, Kupo. Mokmul. You've come here for materials? Very well, that will be 30 Kubonuts, please. You should see the look on your face. Merely a jest. Please, take as much as you require, free of charge, of course. Horn component. And here we actually need high quality, so... Oh well, it's easy. No need to make it complicated. Are you finished, Gabo? I've completed the horn, and all I require is your final flourish. This is even better than I could have hoped, Kupo. Any Moogle will surely be proud to toot on the horn, even Chieftain Mogzin. Nevertheless, I must take care when applying the final touches. Go on ahead and meet with All Day and his brother. I will be close behind, horn and paw. Bayaf, we fought long and hard on your words and have brought that which you seek. Behold, a Mockmender masterpiece. Why, that's just a horn. Why would Brother want that? Of course, a horn cannot... Ah, I see. How clever, Mogzin. And the craftsmanship is even better than we had hoped. Do not feign knowledge all day. You did not know the answer. As for you, Mogzin, was this horn truly wrought by your hands? Indeed, Kobo. I put every ounce of my skill into its construction. Every ounce, as well as a dash of Desiree's skill for good measure. A horn does not speak, yet it can be heard from even the highest peaks. It would seem my trial was simple before the combined efforts of man and Moogle. I'm impressed. Accept my apologies for doubting you. That means you will help, Mogzin? Splendid! But, brother, I still don't understand why a horn is so important to you. How much you have yet to learn. For I'm sure you were taught once before that our song are as roars to their ears, so alien and unfathomable. So it was that Graceful Beggar bequeathed a magic to the man that they fashioned sacred instruments to join in the chorus. The horn entrusted to the Moogles is but one of these works. If you would have my aid, you must wield an instrument worthy of calling upon my kind. I believe this horn will do nicely. An instrument to summon dragons? It's that good, Papa? No one has ever praised something I've made. This feeling is better than eating 3 Koopo nuts at once. I apologize. I got a little carried away. Now, where were we? Oh yes, Mayarth, allow me to escort you to Balaes. Oh, that's interesting that the horn is there to join in the chorus of the dragons. Now, this is what I envisioned when Mogzin spoke of dragons. I applaud your success, my friend, although I did not doubt you for a second. Mogzin certainly seems to be in high spirits, higher than usual even. Did your meeting with Mayarth go that well? Ah, now I see. My dear Mogzin, how does it feel to labor over your creation, to pour every ounce of your vim and briar into it, and for that effort to be recognized and earn you accolades? Tell me true, can you think of aught better? No, I can't, Kupopo. This is even more thrilling than when I tricked Mog up. And now you understand why we crafters slave away for our art. Yes, we. For I dare say you are now as much a crafter as Desiree or myself. Still, do not think your journey over already. You have much to learn yet in the way of technique. Me? A crafter, Kupo? I don't know what to say, except I try my utmost not to disappoint. And you must be way off. Those trials spurred Mogzin's growth. I am Tarrison, and I offer my humble greetings and thanks. Well then, shall we begin? For perhaps the first time in 1,000 years, man and dragon shall work together to build, not destroy. Although I'm too young to have known the peace our ancestors once shared, I am honored to work alongside you. May our bonds be strengthened through our labor. Now this looks like a proper wall. Remember, before that it was all brown and rough-edged. Thanks to your efforts, the outer walls of Balaes have been restored. Continue assessing the Mockmenders to see the repairs of the plaza completed. Reputation up. You achieved friendly reputation with the Mockmenders. More Moogle best trap quests from Brabham. And 3 additional quests for today. Mock Eat Mock 2. Okay, last quest turn in. A fine finish. Desiree, tell me, have you ever been to the Monstery? While many, like me, assume it to simply have been a quiet place of worship, the AF says that the erstwhile sanctuary also once served as a stone fabrication facility. We decided to do a bit of exploring, and a cursory search of the place yielded serviceable equipment once used in the production of decorative tile work. The stonemasons have already set to work, clattering about our good fortune, but with all the trouble we've faced of late, we prefer to leave nothing to chance. Please, Desiree, bring me some peace of mind and make sure nothing is amiss. Thank the gods you're here. All morning the construction moogles have been pelting me with complaints regarding the shipments they've been receiving from the stonemasons. But it would appear that while each of the stone blocks that arrive at the site have been polished to a shine, not two are the same. This has made it nearly impossible for the rocks to be stacked, much less used for construction. The masons need someone to guide them. I can think of none better than the master herself. Please, Desiree, show the stonemasons of Zenith how sculpting is truly done. That sounds like a terrible problem to have. But also an easily fixable one, I think. Tricks without tweets. Desiree, I suspect trouble is afoot. Do you spy that group of temple knights yonder? They've been whispering among themselves, casting furtive glances this way and that for the past hour, Kupo. A hush falls over the group every time I approach, and twice a night I cannot overhear so much as a single word. Maybe they could be willing to open up to a great adventurer like you. Yes, maybe you can discover what the problem is, Kupo. Okay, since we're right here, Temple Knights. What's the problem? Oh, hello there, adventurer. What has you looking so grim? Trouble? I suppose one might call it that, though it's far from the sort your friend Mogzin seems to have in mind. You see, my knights and I have traveled all this way to rekindle our friendship with the residents of Mockholm. Master Tarzan told us of a Moogle's love of pranks, and we figured we could start by playing a little trick on them. Unfortunately, our plan has hit a stumbling block. We have been struggling for the past hour trying to fit this smoke bomb into our fake couponut. I don't suppose you would know how to go about it? Hildef, while our capable friend here sees to the couponut issue, I shall go in search of the perfect place to lay our trap. Wait, he always does that. Back at the matter in hand then. All the items you require should be here. Once you fit the smoke bomb into the casing, please take it to the lad who just rushed off. An exploding couponut is what we are supposed to produce. And in high quality even. And the guy, of course, ran off. So let's look for him later, because I first want to go here to the stumbling blocks. Masonry Moogle. What's this? The blocks we've been dispatching are not all uniform? Oh, that's not good, Kubo. Not good at all. I don't understand how such a thing could happen. The masons have been working tirelessly, meticulously chipping away at their stones, even as their pom-poms droop with exhaustion. Unless, oh dear, is it possible in their haste to begin production they forgot to consult with one another? That would certainly account for the differing shapes and sizes. That's why it seems Mogek was right to send you. We're in desperate need of your assistance. Perhaps if we were to produce a file with which we could grind down some of our larger blocks, you'll be able to standardize all the rocks in our shipments. I'll have my mason bring them for you. So, if you find yourself running low on materials, don't hesitate to speak up. And stone masonry supplies. come to look upon the master's work, Kupo. Here are your stonemasonry supplies. You're truly amazing, so swift and precise, Kupo. I've never seen anything like it. How does one become such a great crafter? One must always pay attention to the details. Your wise words have served to motivate us even further. We shall return to work and try again and again until we get it right. But it will likely take a tremendous amount of time and practice to become as adept as you. We shall never give up. Goodbye. Okay, now in the other direction. Thank you, adventurer. With your help, we have finally created a set of 3 stone blocks that are the exact same size, Kupo. We shall get started on the next one, so please take these to Mogek for approval. In a moment, but first the other direction. So, Sir Knight. Have you brought the fake coupon with you? You reckon it looks convincing? A counterfeit coupon that's impossible to tear apart from the real thing, amidst billowing waves of smoke upon detonation. By the gods, it's beautiful! Even Mogek would have difficulty telling it apart from a real one. Now let's see, I think we had best place it right about here. And we hide. What an odd place for couponuts to be lying about. Ah, some poor soul must have forgotten them. Yes. If we ever left them here, can't be bothered to come back, then it wouldn't be stealing to take them ourselves. Nor a crime to sneak a small taste. Goodbye! An exploding couponut? To think we would fall such an amateurish prank. Soon as we recover, we must begin plotting our revenge, Kupo. Adventure, did you see that? Please tell me you did. What an astounding success. But again, it would have been more of a surprise if it wasn't. The smoke pop, it was engineered using the blueprints of us developed to immobilize dragons. Even so, we couldn't have done it without you, my friend. If it were not for your dexterous fingers, the moogles would never have fallen for it. Okay, and to the monstery. Hello, madame. Did you too come to look upon the monstery after hearing the great dragon's regaling tales? Well, here it is, everything he promised and more, Kupo. With the tools we found here, we've produced more tiles in an hour than we lasted in a day. All this progress has us eager to continue, but we've exhausted the last of the veneer we had. Now that you're here, however, our problem is as good as solved, Kupo. Please, if you would, make us some metal trim for our tiles. Once you're finished, we'd be most grateful if you could deliver the product directly to my assistant, who is just beyond this archway. Ever since we used the last of our supply, he's been inconsolable, lecturing any within earshot of the importance of proper managing supply. Veneer components. Also in high quality. Didn't remember that Moogles had so many high quality items. But it's still easy, as you can see. Moping Moogle. Honestly, if anyone had bothered to listen, would have doubled, no, tripled the day's output. But now production is at a complete standstill, with little to no hope of starting again, Kupo. Yeah. Is that what I think it is? Why, I just could hack you. Thank you, madam. You really saved our palms with this one. Back to good old Mogek. Mogek. Desiree, thank the gods you've returned unharmed. Was beginning to worry me I would have need to send one of my mockmanners after you. Ah, how refreshing is here that the only trouble was a simple shortage of materials. It seems I need worry no longer. Our luck has at long last taken a turn for the better, Kupo. That was the Manier just now. The blocks. Good on, Desiree. Pray tell, how did the lessons go? What wonderful news! While they certainly have work cut out for them, I fear this is the last bit of trouble we'll be seeing from the stonemasons. Just look at these samples, they're absolutely magnificent. I'm certain even the construction moogles will be impressed by the precision with which they have been cut, Kupo. And the knights. You finally returned, Kupo. I trust you have news regarding the matter we discussed earlier? Pranks, Kupo? So that's what all the fuss was about? Wonderful, simply wonderful. Mischief makers are always welcome, especially those as talented as our new friends. Alright, that's it for today regarding the Mockmenders. Until next episode, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV. I am Ace, and don't get lost.